Yeah, hey Damon, it's Ted. Just wanted to give you an update on what I'm reading on your report. Thought I'd record it just in case I don't read you today. So anyway, as I'm going through, this is the post I think that you've made on 314, and it says Oregon Winterhead Steelhead 314-17. What I do is, one of the things I would suggest is you put the word report, R-E-P, report, there we are, up at the top. A lot of people look for the word report when they're doing keyword searches on fishing, and so adding the word report is just a little trick. Now the other thing that I'm seeing, a couple things actually, is that you've got a photo down here at the beginning of the post, and then we also have a word count down here of 287 words. And Google tends not to index things that don't have at least 300 words, so we're about 13 words shy. So the first thing I would do is, with this photo, I would make this as kind of the premier photo that sits above the article. And the way you do that is, if you scroll down here on the other side, you'll see down here it will say featured image down over on the right hand side. I scrolled all the way down. So all I'm going to do is click on the featured image button, and it will pull up the menu system. There's the photo that you did and you put in. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to come over here and say set featured image, and then that should pull that image down there. So if I scroll on up, yep, that's the image that I have. I'm going to take this image then, and I'm going to remove it and leave that just text. And so now, of course, I'm down to 287 words. My SEO right now over here is good, but it's not where it should be. So Oregon winter steelhead fishing is in full swing. That's great. Putting the keywords at the very beginning of an article make a tremendous amount of sense, and so you've done that here. The rivers have been very unpredictable because all of the rain, making for a lot of cancellations, right? At least it's not below freezing, and it was, as it was the first several weeks. What I would do, just to add some of the season. So I'm going to try to add in some words here to get up to my 300. As the rivers have been dropping, as the Oregon rivers have been dropping into shape, these silver bullets, right, have been cooperating and willing to bite if we keep our presentations right. Bobber dogging, yarnies, and beads have been my best producers. Good. There's no there's a little comma there, but that's all right. Every day has been different. I'm going to say every day on the river has been different as to which the fish prefer. In March, there will be winter steelhead that have already spawned and on their way back to the ocean downers, right? These fish will be skinny and will tire, I'm going to say, very quickly. Again, I'm trying to buy some words in here. The meat, how about their meat? Meat is pale with little flavor, but can be smoked and should be just fine. There are, however, fresh fish coming in every day still. There we go. As we move into spring and the ocean calms down more and more, I will probably get rid of that period there, because that's a continuation of the sentence. I'll be running bottom fishing, which includes crabbing, which includes not only fishing, but crabbing. Now, if I look down here, I'm now at 301 words, so I've extended it over 300. Now I've got the at least 300 words. The system's going to reward me for that. This is the time when the bigger lingcod are near shore to spawn, and the sea bass are feeding heavily on bay shrimp and crab larvae near the surface. When we find these schools of feed, bass, when we find these schools of feed, how about the fishing is fast and furious? Something like that. So you might want to clean that up a little bit. The heavy rains have made the Willamette and Columbia swell too much to fish effectively. With all the snow in the mountains now starting to melt, it's difficult to say when these rivers will be in fishing condition. They're forecast to be dropping, but will probably be high until March 25th. Winter steelhead should be decent in April, and then you got everything. So if I scroll on down, I've got now some more green. The keyword density is 3%. They only found it one time. The keyword that you're using is Oregon winter steelhead. So if I look here, I'm going to put in Oregon here, Oregon winter steelhead. So I have now another use of the keyword in the last sentence, because what we wanted to do is make sure that we've got Oregon winter steelhead in the first paragraph and in the last paragraph. The images on this page do not have alt text. I'll show you that in a second. And the meta tag is under 120 characters long. So this is then the meta tag right up here. And I'm going to edit this snippet. And it's saying winter steelhead fishing with Damon of Nomads Fishing Adventures. Maybe capitalize A, Adventures. How about is booking is currently booking trips. Call. What I've done is I've made this little snippet now, this meta description. It was saying it was too short, and so I put that in there. So Adventures is currently booking trips, and so that green indicator then tells me it's long enough. Close the snippet editor, and now I've got everything green except for this red image here, and I'll show you how to change out the image. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to save it, making sure save draft. So this image that we've used doesn't have the keyword in the meta tag, which was Oregon winter steelhead fishing. So I'm going to come back here to media and go to my library, and it'll bring up this library here, and it should then show this photo. So this is the photo I used, and if I come over here, the title isn't the best on this, and so I'm going to put in nice Oregon winter steelhead, and then the caption is happy fisherman with a nice steelhead. Now here is where on the alt text and the description you want to use that keyword, and so Oregon winter steelhead fishing 2017, just to put that in there, and then the description here, fisherman with chrome, Oregon winter steelhead. So what these two descriptions are, Damon, are descriptions. It's a title and description that the computer or Google reads because it doesn't really know what's in the photo. And so these are the two things that you want to update. And so by putting that in there, that then should now tag the photo appropriately. If I go back to my posts, go to all posts, and I go to Oregon winter steelhead fishing, and I'm going to edit it. And if I scroll down now, my guess is we've got everything in green. So the SEO probably doesn't move from good to excellent. It never does. It just says good. But now it's good. We've got 302 words in it. We've got a featured image. We have our meta tag now long enough that it's liking it. And so it's going through, and on the analysis it's given us green lights all the way through. So anyway, I hope that helps. I'll give you a call here in just a second. Bye.